some things are hard to deny when you're very biased about certain things. A lot of people out there love guns. A lot of people out there like swords. Some say that the gun is inferior to the sword or the blade. Others say that the gun is superior to the blade. In this video, I will be discussing my opinion why the gun beats the blade. Now, this actually came up because I was actually arguing with somebody on YouTube, and it was a civil argument, actually. It wasn't like a trolling argument. It was an argument about his view being that the knife and the sword, whatever, are superior to guns at close range. And I said, no, that's not true. He's saying that you can draw your weapon faster if it's a blade. Again, I said that's not true. Now, I'm going to give you a few examples of what we talked about and why I say that the gun will, about 90% of the time at least, win over the knife. Because we can't say 100% of the time. Because the reason why we can't say 100% of the time is because there are different scenarios in which different things could occur. There are certain times or certain people out there that are not as proficient with a firearm, and just maybe have one. They don't really use it too much. They don't practice with it. But what we were really talking about is two people who were proficient with their weapons. You could say a samurai and a U.S. Marine. Okay, both are proficient with their weapon. One's proficient with his rifle. The other one's proficient with his sword, his katana. But that said, let's talk about two experts, because this is more towards what we're talking about. Two experts who are concealed carrying a weapon, and one's primary is a knife, and the other one's primary is a pistol. More specifically, we'll get into the guns that we talked about. Let's say his example of a self-defense knife that he carries every day is a bowie knife. I have a couple bowie knives, but I'm going to one-up him on this and give him a little extra, a handicap, if you will. And I talked about, the Kel-Tecs, the compact 9mm, okay, because you guys know I'm a big fan of the 9mm. Well, let me give him his handicap. You say you carry a bowie knife. Well, how about this? I don't know of any bowie knives out there that have a 19-inch blade, okay? So I'm going to one-up you on your claim that the blade is superior by giving you a gladius-sized weapon. This is the Cold Steel Gladius machete. Cold Steel Gladius machete with paracord, which actually is very effective as a weapon because you put your hand through, you twist it, now it's not going anywhere, okay? It's in there real nice, okay? So let's talk about Roman techniques, because this is a Roman weapon. A Roman, and then we'll talk about katanas and all that too. We'll get into that. But this is a Roman weapon, so we're going to demonstrate the ways that they would use it most effectively. Now, Roman fighting, okay? The Romans were covered head to toe in excellent armor, layers of armor. There were two really good, effective ways to kill a fellow Roman in the field. The one is going right here, okay? Going downwards into the artery that's right here. Or, if you can get an opening, you'd go right under the armpit, and there's artery there too. And there's two ways to bleed out your person real quick. It takes approximately 20 seconds to bleed somebody out at the minimum, or rather maximum effectiveness. So it takes about 20 seconds to do that. And in 20 seconds, a lot of things happen. Okay, now this is a machete, so it's actually sharpened all the way down, which the gladius was not. And we're going to pretend this is a katana now. So now you have a two-handed sword. You go in for the slash, come up, okay? Get back to the gladius now. You're thrusting, you're stabbing, center of mass. Okay, two ways to do that. You stab, twist. Okay, do the same thing, or as a machete, cut the throat. So you can actually go in towards the pelvic area. You can obviously hit the testicles, or as you're going into the pelvic area, there's another main artery, so you can bleed them out that way. So, or you can come at them through the side, stab them, stab through, yank out. To actually go in, stab, and tear up, or tear down, or whatever you're going to do. Just make a bloody old mess. So, there's a couple of techniques for you with the sword. Okay? And we are going to assume, because you said close distance. Now, we're not going to say that we're up on each other's ass, okay? We're not going to say that we're like over each other here, because anything could happen. Okay, it's 50-50 for both of us. But we're going to say about 3 yards away. Just 3 yards away. So here's the camera. It's about 3 yards away from me. Okay? This is your point of view. Okay? Now let's talk about those maneuvers again. Okay? There's the camera, so that would be you right there, or whoever's viewing. Okay, now I'm coming in. Slash. Okay, coming in for a stab. And of course, you can also extend your arm out. Okay? It wasn't, with the Romans, they actually didn't do that because this was primarily a stabbing weapon, and they used their shields and armor to their advantage. But, you can extend, you can go outwards, which is more of a rapier kind of thing, or a saber, they would use that. Step in, step back out real quick. Now let me show you something with a long gun, because you say long guns have an extreme disadvantage against a blade. A bowie knife, for instance, that was what you said. So, you have a bowie knife. I have a 12-gauge pump shotgun. Now, you're coming at me. I don't even have to aim this. I just go down like this if I have to. I have to pull it backwards to shorten my range. Yes, it's going to recoil like a bitch at that point, but guess what? It's going to fly back. That's flying back. That scatter of buckshot is coming right at you. So I hit my mark, and they don't call it buckshot for nothing. It drops, it'll drop a 12-pointer, okay? It'll drop you. You're a lot easier to take down than a deer, okay? So let's say I didn't have any ammo in this gun. Well, damn, the gun has no ammo? Oh man, it must be useless. Think again, my friend. Let me show you a couple techniques with this. Okay, obviously, guess what I have on you already? I might not have a point to stab you, but I have the range. Okay? And I'm just going to do this in slow motion because I'm not trying to hit my laptop or nothing. But actually, you'd be surprised at the speed you could use this thing. Okay? So I'm coming at you like an axe. Okay, that's one way. Louisville Slugger. Let's say that you're trying to come down on me. Boom. Okay? Stop. Boom. Okay, right into your head. And that's not going to feel too nice for you. Okay? There's other techniques that you could also use. You can go down like this, and you could actually hit the side of the knee, go into the knee or the shin, it'll back somebody up real quick. You can actually, if you are taller, take this, go down, pull down, pull back, and trip a person. You can also go behind the kneecap and make their knee go out on them. And one of the other things I can do is put another round in the chamber. Maybe I have extra rounds on me. Create the distance, and I won't really have a problem with you too much. But let's say that I don't have a shotgun on me, which is one of the best defense weapons out there. Of course, we know that. Let's say I have a pistol. Now this is not a compact pistol that we discussed, but it's the same caliber and about the same capacity. Because my compact is a 12 plus 1. This is a 15 plus 1. So 16 rounds. So here I am. We're back up to 3 yards. Both our weapons are drawn. I just raise it. I just start pumping at you. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, you're not gonna stand there and take 16 rounds. And if you did, you're dead. Okay, you're Swiss cheese, pretty much. Just to show you what I have in here, which is probably much more effective than your little stab, is a 124 grain projectile going at you at over 1,300 feet per second. And it's going to expand. And this particular load has actually expanded up to a 68 caliber inside of the body. So, at best. So we'll just say it's an average of a 50 caliber going into you as it's expanding. Let's see. Well, I showed you effective ways of using the sword. Now, effective ways of using the gun is I hold it, I aim at your head, I aim at your chest, I aim anywhere where I want to, and I can take you down. Okay? Anybody that's proficient with a gun can do that, especially when we're talking 3 yards. And let's say you're real close to me. Well, then I just back it up like this, and I just keep popping, popping, popping. Okay? I don't have to have my arms extended out like this to shoot you. I can go one-handed out. I can go 2 hands out for full control. I can go in. I'm shooting you like this. Okay? I go up like this, and I shoot you. Now, let's say you've only got one blade. So let's just assume that you have the one blade and I have the one gun. Okay, you're coming down with a knife. I grab your arm and I pop you in the head. Okay? Or I take it, a stab, as you're coming down with my arm, which is going to hurt like a bitch. But at the same time, the adrenaline's pumping. And I'm just going to pump away into your chest, into your stomach, whatever. Or I grab you, your arm, pick you up like this, with the gun in hand still. I turn the safety right on, pick you up like this, and throw you. Okay? You're on the ground, again, done. Now, obviously, in the real world, we wouldn't necessarily do that. If we could stop somebody with our hands, we won't pull out our gun. Okay? That's just the way that a responsible concealed carry permit holder would work. If you think you can disarm somebody without having to use your gun, and you don't have to kill them, we would choose not to do it. Okay? This is a last resort, just like the knife. It's a last resort self-defense tool. And I think all of us would agree that we would really rather not use either to defend ourselves. We didn't have to. So that's just a couple of examples. Okay? There's so many different techniques. And there was another guy that was part of the argument that said it took no skill to use a gun versus a sword. Well, I'm going to give you one name I'm going to throw out there. His name's Tom Knapp. K-N-A-P-P. He's an exhibition shooter. Watch him. Tell me you can do the same thing on your first try. Tell me you can do it within your 100th try. You're not going to get there. Okay? He is a master of the firearm, just like a good samurai was a master of the katana. So I hope this enlightens you a little bit, as you can see. And there are so many varieties of blades out there, and so many varieties of guns out there. But at the end of the day, even the samurai, which were considered the greatest swordsmen of all time, fell to firearms. And they weren't even modern firearms. They were modern for the day, but they had black powder guns, which took forever to reload. But they still had the bayonets on, and they were still able to hold off a lot of the samurai. Okay? But today, we have semi and fully automatics. We have infrared, we have red dots, we have flashlights, night sights, we have the Happy Stick 30-round magazines. In today's world, the blade cannot compete with a firearm. I'm sorry to say it to anybody that loves the blades out there, but it's true. So with that said, Piedmontine, I now remember anti-gun is anti-American. Peace.